Hi guys! This time I invite you to join me on this unforgettable adventure. And yes, we are going to Tortuguero, a real gem of a place, also known as the Amazon of Costa Rica. Come along with me. My trip to Tortuguero started with an early morning transfer from Puerto Viejo. It took about 4 hours and a half in total, including both bus and boat rides. We drove along the banana plantations, rural farmlands, and other areas which otherwise I would have never been able to see if it wasn't for this ride. And let me tell you, this was the bumpiest road I've ever experienced, but at the same time, the most picturesque one. Here we had a quick breakfast stop, which was included in the transfer. The company I booked it with was Exploradores Outdoors, and I can really recommend it to you. After that, we continued our way straight to Caño Blanco, an embarkation point which is the closest one if you are traveling from Puerto Viejo. And here we are going to embark on a 2.5 hours boat ride to Tortuguero. I mean, me and my suitcase, guys. I can't travel light no matter how hard I try. I have to say, I experienced so much warmth and kindness from the local people. Everyone offered me a hand with my luggage and really tried to make my experience as pleasant as possible. I was beyond grateful for that. On a bus, I met 2 other solo female travelers, and it was one of those times when it just clicked. You know, when you just met a person, but the energy feels so flowy and easy, it's like you guys have been friends for ages. It's exactly how it felt. If you've never been to the Amazon, I can assure you this is as close as it gets. You will be in awe, I guarantee. The only question I had on my mind while on that boat ride was, why no one knows about Tortuguero? Why no one is talking about it? This was, hands down, one of those most unforgettable experiences one can get in their life, and soon you will see why. We also had a guide included in our transfer, and Carla gave us so much useful information about the place, wildlife, what to expect and what not to do, which is extremely important, and I will share it with you later in the video. Taking a boat and sailing an enchanting river through the jungle to reach the village is already a fantastic experience in itself. You will get a chance to spot caimans and crocodiles and maybe even a jaguar, along with so many other animal species that inhabit that area. Tortuguero is one of the most unique parts of Costa Rica and the home to Tortuguero National Park, located on the vibrant Caribbean coast. The name Tortuguero literally means place of turtles or a turtle land, and it's famous for its turtle population who come ashore between July to October to lay their eggs. Tortuguero National Park is internationally recognized for protecting the most important green turtles nesting beach in the Western Hemisphere. Because of the remote location, this is one of the wildest national parks in all of Costa Rica. I was the last one to disembark, as the majority of people's final destination was Tortuguero village, which is also a good place to stay if you want to be right in the center of everything. My lodge was located between the Caribbean Sea and the canals of Tortuguero National Park, on the same peninsula as the village, and I could walk there in 10 minutes. And I say walk because some lodges are located on the other sand strip, and from there the only way to get around is by boat. There are boat taxis everywhere, so even if you choose to stay in a remote lodge, getting around won't be a problem unless you want to go somewhere late at night. What I like the most about Mawamba Lodge is its rustic interior, and you can see it's designed to minimize impact on the environment. Best of all, it sits right next to the Turtle Conservancy Center, where we will go with you later in this video. Outside my window, I could see the river on one side and the beach and sea on the other, listening to the sounds of monkeys and birds at night. This was truly a magical experience. I also loved the abundance of fresh tropical flowers in the room. And in the bathroom, they even had bird of paradise, which is one of my favorite tropical flowers. This is the pathway I was talking about. It parallels the beach and takes you straight to the village. Tortuguero village is a little town situated on the main island in Tortuguero, with a black sand beach on one side and the river on the other. Surrounding Tortuguero is an endless rainforest that stretches out into the horizon, making for one of the most exceptional settings. At one point, the town was a remote fishing village among coconut and cocoa plantations. Today, the town is a central station for conservation and research in the area. People get around on bikes or walking, since the town basically consists of one street and it will take you 15 minutes to walk from beginning to end. However, it is still worth visiting for its cute houses painted in all colors of the rainbow and little local restaurants on the riverbank. I chose Buddha Cafe for my lunch/dinner. They've got a good menu with plenty of options, including vegetarian and vegan ones, so this was definitely my pick. I believe this is called a Buddha bowl. It was so good. And this was my dessert, by the way. I know it's a bit too much, but I believe I had some bad cravings that day for sure. I was extremely glad to be spending my afternoon on the riverbank, watching the boats go by and seeing different birds flying around. On the way back, I chose to walk along the beach instead. And the beauty of it is that it stretches along the Caribbean coast on a rainforest-covered sandbar. It is a huge wild beach that is connected to the national park. It is perfect for taking a walk along, but it isn't for swimming. The water here has strong currents and bull sharks live in it. They are large, aggressive sharks that often hunt in shallow waters. There are plenty of signs everywhere that one should not get in the water, but I saw some people going for a swim regardless. This place is beautiful in its own unique way. It is a sanctuary for turtles who make this their home for nesting from July till October. You will see many magical sights here, from baby turtles on the beach to colorful toucans in the palm trees nearby. It is a lovely place to walk and observe nature. This evening I booked a turtle watching night tour, where if you are lucky, and during the season you most likely are, you can witness the turtle nesting process with your own eyes. All I can say is that it is a truly special experience. A guide will give you some of the history of sea turtles and then help you find a turtle to observe. You will see her lay eggs, camouflage the nest, and then return to the sea. As the nesting season is from July 1st to October 31st, the tour can be only booked within those dates. Turtles will only lay their eggs at night, so this tour happens completely in the dark. It lasts about 2 hours and there are 2 time slots, 8 and 10 p.m. During the tours, you will be required to dress in black and stay extremely quiet. You also are not allowed to take photos or bring any filming equipment, including your phone, as any presence of light can disturb the turtle and she will just go back to the ocean, unable to nest in peace. Good morning, guys! I woke up extremely happy as I got to see the turtle nesting process and it was magical. If you ever get a chance to do it, go for it. It is one of those moments you will never forget, I promise. And here I am, ready to go for the canoe tour in Tortuguero National Park, which is a natural paradise full of unique flora, fauna, and incredible wildlife. It rained heavily this morning. I thought the tour was going to be cancelled, but in Costa Rica the weather changes in a blink of an eye, literally. Nicknamed the Amazon of Costa Rica, this luscious, vast rainforest spans 300 kilometers and lies between canals and the sea. Because the canals end up in the sea, a rare mix of salt and fresh water draws unique wildlife. You will find over 400 different bird species here, and you can see a wide variety of birds within a small area. This is one of the rainiest parts of Costa Rica, which contributes to its rich biodiversity. This park protects a long list of exotic plants and animals, including endangered species such as green macaws, jaguars, green turtle, and many more. Most remarkable of all is that this remote piece of wilderness can only be reached by boat as there are no roads, creating one of the most tranquil environments on Earth. Paddling through still water between the deep green trees as monkeys howl is an incredible way to reach hidden corners of the park that you would be unable to reach otherwise. Plus, the peacefulness is unparalleled without a motor, allowing you to get up close and personal with caimans, crocodiles, iguanas, toucans, and colorful lizards. Canoeing through the rainforest canals was definitely a highlight and a must if you visit Tortuguero. Alright guys, I'm back at the lodge for breakfast. It is about 9 a.m. and in an hour or so, myself and the girls I met on the way to Tortuguero, remember? We are supposed to meet up to spend this morning together visiting one of the trails in the national park, which starts right in the end of Tortuguero Town. So that should be fun. Hi guys, good morning. I just got back from the canoeing tour and it was amazing. It was just something incredible. Right now I'm having my breakfast, so I just got some water, some juice, coffee with the oat milk, and then the fruit platter. Let me show it to you. And I ordered some omelette with veggies. So yeah, beautiful. This is us walking through the national park, which is, by the way, the second largest tropical lowland jungle, along with Corcovado. And what is interesting is that you can spot a jaguar here. As far as I understood, they don't attack people, but as a precaution, there are information boards at the entrance of the park on what to do if you are faced with a jaguar. In fact, what not to do. Jaguars hunt turtles, and usually it happens when those crawl onto the beach to dig holes in the sand and lay their eggs. In the meantime, jaguar would hide in the bushes and wait until the turtle starts laying eggs, and once she starts the process, she goes into a so-called nesting trance, and this is the moment when jaguar would usually attack the turtle. We definitely saw quite a lot of wildlife in those couple of hours. Also guys, the trails in the national park can get very muddy, so bring suitable footwear. If you don't have anything with you, like myself that day, I completely forgot that it is required to wear closed shoes in the national park, so I had to rent a pair of rubber boots from outside the park. Then we took a public boat called Periferica from the Tortuguero main dock. You can hop on it from almost everywhere. And right now we are headed to Cerro Tortuguero, or a turtle hill, which is a small inactive volcano that has a hiking trail with a spectacular view at the top. It is the highest peak on the Caribbean side of Costa Rica and the views are worth the climb. The nature is so abundant here, with so many vibrant colored butterflies, toucans, and plenty of green macaws flying around. When you reach the top, the observation deck here is amazing. You will be able to see the Caribbean Sea, Tortuguero Town, and the forest canopy of Tortuguero National Park stretching across the horizon. By this time, I couldn't wait to get back to the lodge. I felt like I had quite enough socializing for the day, and an introvert in me wanted some alone time. And I learned to honor it. Sometimes I think, what would my life be like if I let my fears and worries to take over my dreams? Like with this trip to Costa Rica, for example. I had no one to join me and I was doubting, should I even go or not? This is still a learning process for me, but I realized anytime I take a leap, and do something that scares me, I gain a lot. I get to open new horizons, learn about our beautiful planet, and even experience a new facet of my personality. Traveling the world and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is an amazing way to grow. If I stayed in one place my whole life, not only would I be missing out on the incredible places, people, and experiences, but I wouldn't even know just how strong, curious, and brave I am. And that's what makes me say yes to myself and honor my wishes and desires and keep accomplishing what my soul wants me to accomplish. Because real luxuries in life are having a good conversation with someone, listening to birds singing, taking long walks, watching colorful sunsets, having time for fun and play, and having freedom to choose what we want. When you dare to choose yourself, be honest with yourself, and be courageous, the universe will open doors for you that you never knew even existed. This is my last day in Tortuguero, and the plans for today are to have breakfast, visit a Turtle Conservation Center, walk one last time around town, and back. In the afternoon, I have a long ride back to San Jose. This morning, I felt like dressing myself up and going for more of a feminine look instead of tops and shorts. I don't have a particular style in the way I dress. It really depends on what energies I experience in a given day. And yeah, I try to listen to my body, and then I choose how I want to be perceived by people. Like today, for example, I went for a more soft and feminine look. It is breakfast time. I occupy this table in the corner to have a good angle of what's happening around. I try to start my day with fruits, and then I had an oatmeal with fruits as well. After getting the chance to see the turtle nesting process, I simply couldn't miss the opportunity to visit this Turtle Conservation Center. I wanted to learn more about them. Although the center is small, there is lots of information about all the different species of turtles, their life cycle, habitat, migratory routes, and history. Tortuguero Beach is the most important nesting site of the endangered green turtle in the Western Hemisphere. Giant leatherback, hawksbill, and loggerhead turtles also nest here. The green turtle population is believed to have come perilously close to extinction in the 1960s, when nearly every female turtle arriving to nest in Tortuguero was taken for the export market for turtle soup. This center was established in 1959 specifically to study and protect Caribbean green turtles. They've also got a small theater where you can watch a video about the history of turtles in Tortuguero and learn about the research that started back in 1950s and still carries on today, and ways to get involved in sea turtle research and conservation. This is the infrared footage of the nesting process that you can witness yourself. As I said earlier, the presence of any light will disturb the turtle, and for that reason, the only light source that you are going to have during the tour is the infrared flashlight that your certified guide has on hand, specifically for this purpose. This what I'm holding in my hand is the real shell of a turtle. Back then, that is what was needed to produce tortoise shell. It was widely used from ancient times in the North and in Asia until the trade was banned in 2014. If you come to Tortuguero, don't miss out on visiting this great educational center, which is also the world's oldest sea turtle research and conservation group. Then I went to town to grab my last coffee and banana cake from a place called Darling's Bakery. On the way back to the lodge, I was contemplating on my trip. Visiting Tortuguero wasn't on my list simply because I haven't heard about it. But luckily I did later on, and it turned out to be the highlight of my entire trip to Costa Rica. Like I previously said, Tortuguero is a wildlife jungle exploration area. And if you want a remote wilderness exploration adventure style trip, then this is an option to go with. As always guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next one.